Morning. Thanks for joining me. Yep, we're in lockdown again as I record this, and I'm just out on a little urban exercise walk. I wanted to go a bit further today. We're not really blessed with much of that sort of thing around where I live, but I've put together this loop. I've plotted it on OS maps. It's come out around 14 kilometres or around about 9.5 miles, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not even sure if you can use all of the footpaths I've plotted, but yeah, we'll give it our best shot. I'll share the link to the walk on OS maps. You can have a look at it. I think you need the OS maps subscription to be able to download the GPX file, I'm afraid, but yeah, have a look at it anyway. Right, I'll bring you along and see what we discover. I'm just walking down St Lesmo Road, just at the bottom of Edgerley in Stockport now, heading down to a bit of a stretch along the River Mersey that you're probably familiar with from some of my other walks and one of my previous lockdown videos from last time, and I'll bring you back at appropriate points and show you what we find. And we're soon down onto the river bank, across the bridge and taking a left down towards Didsbury. This is the stretch you've seen before on previous walks of mine. It just follows the river. It's a nice stretch for about 2 kilometres until you get to Parswood. So I'm just going to get my head down and I'll catch you at the other end. So one of the other reasons for wanting to go on a bit of a longer walk today, just doing a bit of a test on these boots, Merrell Ice Pack Plus. I got them last year, and they're for winter. There's obviously no ice today, but they have a like a Vibram sole, but it's impregnated with like little nuggets of blue grippy stuff, and sure enough, as soon as I bought them last year, no more ice really. I tested them a couple of times just on the pavement or whatever, but I just wanted to test them for comfort over a longer distance, so that's why I've put them on today. I'll just let you have a quick look. They're a kind of not a full grain leather, sort of like an imitation leather. Probably can't really show you the little blue nuggets on the bottom, but yeah, I'll test them a bit better this winter and maybe do a bit of a review to let you know how I get on with them. Getting down towards Parswood Bridge now, where we leave the River Mersey, take a left along the road for a few hundred yards, looking for a footpath on the right. You never really leave the roar of the traffic behind from the M60 on this stretch, but there's still something calming about walking alongside the river, so it's nice. So after walking up towards Cheadle village and crossing the M60, just opposite Abney Hall or Abney Park, turn into the grounds of the cemetery and then cut immediately right back towards the motorway, and the footpath skirts around the perimeter there and takes you into Cheadle village by a back route. Now, like a nice peaceful walk to clear your head. So after skirting around the cemetery through a nice patch of woodland, you hit a little tiny road and we just want to jink right and then left. But look what we've got down here, this mill. I'll just show you a bit better. Never seen this before, didn't even know it was here. Ah, lovely old building. Looks like it's market flats now. I suspect it might be the laundry of the old hospital. Because over in the distance there, I can't even remember the name of the hospital now, I'll flash it up on the screen if I do a bit of research on Google. You can just see the tower of the old hospital. I suspect this must be the laundry. Anyway, we take a left just in front of the what I think was the laundry, and start walking up towards Cheadle, and we get our first sight of Mickerbrook to our right, and in Cheadle we turn right, cross that, and then pick up a path to our left, crossing the main road. Stand by your beds. Cheadle Bramhall. Okay, don't know if you can hear me, sorry, somebody's blowing leaves. So once you walk in front of the church, the parish church in Cheadle, turn right in front of the church, carry on along the road until you cross the stream again, and you'll see a left turn down Milton Crescent, and just a little way along there you'll see the sign for Ladybrook Valley. Don't see the point in leaf blowers. All they do is move the leaves around. What's the point? Make us such a racket. Anyway, if you didn't hear that, along the road away from Cheadle, take a left down Milton Crescent until you pick up Ladybrook Valley, and turn along there, and it's a bit more peaceful. And there you go, soon pick up the stream again. Ladybrook and Mickerbrook seem to be used quite interchangeably down here. Mickerbrook is marked on the OS map, but then I know as you get further up towards Bramhall it's definitely the Ladybrook, and the trail is called the Ladybrook Valley Trail. So if anybody who lives locally knows, you tell me. Unless that explains it. There's a bridge here, and not sure whether the two rivers actually join together. I'll get up onto the bridge and I'll investigate. No, well that doesn't explain it. It's just a bend in the river. Pretty little bridge there. And we take a left across that bridge and then cut round to the right. to be a rather nice walk, this. Very pleasant. Walking along the stream. Okay, as you come out onto the main road between Cheadle and Cheadle, turn right across the road and you immediately pick up a trail going to your left, signposted for Stockport town centre, but yeah, it seems to be taking us through a small park initially. Yeah, just follow the stream along through that park. You'll see a footbridge to your left. Don't go over that, just carry on along the stream. It's not very well marked. At the next footbridge I've carried on again. There's a signpost for Queen's Road and Wilmslow Road, I think, and I've just carried on past that straight along. And if I go wrong, I'll let you know. It's a bit muddy, but it's definitely still a footpath. Yeah, it's quite nice down here for the secluded woodland. As you emerge at the top of the path, near a golf course and some houses, you just take a left and follow the little sign that says the Demings, and just go down that path. You cross the stream again and then take a right. So you just take a right here and the stream is just down to your right hand side now. In my last vlog I said I wouldn't be giving like a turn by turn account of the walks that I do. But these urban walks, you know, with the, you know, when you've got streets to navigate and everything like that, are not quite as easy to follow as, you know, a normal route on an OS map. So I'm giving a little bit extra detail. And as I say, I'll share the link to where I've plotted it on OS maps down in the description. Okay, don't know whether you can see that, but as you emerge, you just cross another little road, and then you'll see a sign for public footpath, Cheadle Gatley, and you can see that heading just to the left of these factory units. After that industrial estate sign, it's dead easy. Just follow the path along, keep the stream on your right. You might see a footbridge, but just ignore that. Keep carrying on. Another footbridge here, and path splits 4 ways. You just carry on for Cheadle straight ahead, and eventually the path emerges onto the main road between Cheadle and back down towards Cheadle and Edgeley. So we just take a right there along the road for about 100 yards, I think, and look for the next footpath leading on the left. And here you go. We'll just cross the Lady Brook once more, and then you'll see a sign to the left. Public footpath, Bramhall Hall. Pop under the viaduct over the one of the main railway lines along here. Still walking along with the Lady Brook, just to your left. It's now along, or now across some more open parkland. Very nice. Probably can't see them, but you can hear them. It's ring parakeets. If anybody's watching who lives down south, they've had them for many years down there, but they're only just getting established in the northwest. And I saw about 3 or 4 of them then. That's the most I've ever seen. Well, up here. I've seen them down south. Interesting. Bring some binoculars next time. Right, Maria, do you recognise that? I suspect that is where you slipped and split your chin open when you were a little girl. But I won't comment on how long ago that was. That would be very rude. Well, it's a lovely walk down here. A bit muddy in places. Definitely need your boots rather than walking trainers. Even wellies in places, but yeah, cracking walk so far. And yeah, a few other little gems to come. And you just emerge at a bridge carrying a minor road over the stream, and you just carry on more or less straight. I think you might have to go a little bit right to enter into the grounds of Bramhall Hall. There you go, folks, with the rather spectacular backdrop of Bramhall Hall and Bramhall Park sweeping out in front of me. Time for lunch. So the hall was mentioned in the Domesday book in 1086 when it was home to the Mersey family, but the hall we recognise today, I think, was built in the 14th and added to in the 16th and 18th centuries. So it's got some history, and latterly it was the home to the Davenports, famous local family. So yeah, if you can imagine, in Stockport we're kind of on the outskirts of Manchester, and most of it's sprawled out from the Industrial Revolution. But back in the history of this place, it must have just been in the middle of endless rolling countryside stretching for miles and miles and miles and miles. The Davenport family, as I say, famous locally, and the borough, or the area just further up from Bramhall, is actually called Davenport. Used to be famous for the Davenport Theatre, which was knocked down in, I think, 1997 by Stockport Grammar School to build a car park. Very forward thinking. I mean, when you think all of the you know, the great art and talent that was on show at the Davenport. Myself and Maria in 1979 went to see the great Mike Harding there. The Rochdale Cowboy. I'm not going to give you a rendition of Manuel Dance the Samba with no trousers on. Okay, had my sandwich now, so I'm just going to have a little circuit of the park and then head out at the rear of the park again, more or less the way we came in, but just a bit further along, and then head back on our last leg of the walk. But yeah, no, today put me decent long walks, put me in a good frame of mind. I know you're not all in lockdown, but I suppose most of us are in some form of restrictions, so yeah, let us know in the comments how you're getting on, if you've done any good walks or managed to do anything to fill the extra time on our hands. But yeah, for now, just going to enjoy the rest of Bramhall Park, and then I'll show you the last leg. Okay, as I mentioned, you emerge from the back of the park just a bit further up. Cross the road, turn right, and take the first left. Can't remember the name of the road. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so it's a left down a Linney Road, L-I-N-N-E-Y. Now I think it's the first right, but again I'll show you. This is probably the trickiest bit for you to navigate, to find the path that completes the circuit. But I'll let you know the name of the road, but I think it's the first on the right. Yeah, so it's first right. I would have showed you the road sign, but it's quite busy. There are a lot of people about, and there were some guys demolishing a house which was a bit noisy, so it was left down Linney Road and then first right down Tenement Lane, and you follow Tenement Lane down, and at the end it leads you to a footpath. There you go, at the bottom of Tenement Lane you'll see there's no through road signs, and 50 yards beyond there it just turns into a footpath. And you see I'm back in the peace and quiet amongst the trees. The boots I'm really pleased with. I'm up to about 7 miles at the moment. Very comfortable. One's just rubbing a little bit on the little toe, but I suspect I've got a nail that needs cutting. But other than that, really comfortable. So yeah, that's great. Just need some ice now. Tested them out a little bit last winter, but you know, on the moors where they've got paving slabs to stop the erosion, and they can get treacherous when it's icy or when there's packed snow, and hopefully these will do the trick for that. So I will come back and do a better review on how effective that anti-slip surfaces on the soles. There's a heronry down here if you come in sort of late spring, early summer, with a nest up in one of those tall conifer trees. Make a right racket. Yeah, if you live locally and you want a decent length lockdown walk, or you just haven't got the wherewithal to get up in the hills at some point, you could do a lot worse than this one. There are some stretches along the road, it's unavoidable, but most of it is in nice wooded paths and parkland. So yeah, glad I did it. It's been nice. And some of the bits that I thought might be a little bit difficult to navigate through some of the urban streets or whatever, it's all very well signposted, so no real risk of getting seriously lost. As we get down to the end of Tenement Lane, we pass underneath the railway again, different bridge this time, and then we hit the road that goes from Cheadle down towards Cheadle. We turn right along that, heading back towards Edgeley. But it's all along the road from now on, so yeah, the last bit's probably not an awful lot to show you. Okay, when you get down to this big traffic lights, you go straight on down Bramhall Road, and that'll bring you out down at the roundabout near the Morrison's supermarket. From there, all you need to do is take a right, and that'll bring you back up the hill to where we started the loop at St Lesmo Road. I've actually plotted this on OS Maps, starting at Cheadle Village, because I thought it might be logical for people who may want to park up there or whatever. But I would imagine this walk is of interest only to people locally who want to do a lockdown walk or a bit of a longer exercise walk, or even a run. But you can pick up the loop anywhere along the way, doesn't really matter. As I say, it's only a little urban walk, but there's a lot of nice things to see. So hope you've enjoyed it. Right, just heading down the last stretch now of Bramhall Road. Morrison's roundabout at the end. Morrison's is straight ahead. Turn left if you want to go down to Go Outdoors. Turning right takes you up the hill in the direction of Edgeley and back to St Lesmo Road where we started. I'm going to say ta-ra to you here, folks. I'm just going to take a slight detour because I live over to the right that way. Hope you've enjoyed this little route. It's as I say, just over 9 miles, and yeah, a lot of it's very enjoyable. This stretch down Bramhall Road is the worst bit. As usual, thanks very much appreciated, but more importantly, leave a comment, tell us how you've been doing in whatever level of lockdown or COVID restrictions that you're currently in, what you've been up to. I'd love to hear from you. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheers, folks.